Yo, welcome back to the channel. Last week we got our small block completely assembled. Got our Comp Extreme Energy 268 cam in there, new lifters, push rods. We got our valves adjusted. It's ready to go. Today we're going to be dropping the motor in, getting it fired up, breaking in the cam. Before we do that, got to prime the oiling system, drop in the distributor, set our initial timing, and then we should be good for assembly. A lot of work to do. Let's check it out. I'm gonna go ahead and prime this motor one more time. I did it in the last video with the valve covers off. So I have this old distributor that I hacked apart. That's what I'm dropping in here now to use as a priming tool. So I shouldn't have to do this as long as my initial prime, but just to make sure, I guess, I'm gonna do it one more time. Lock it down. By the way, for oil, it's Lucas break-in oil for the new cam. All right, let's spin the drill. Got an oil pressure gauge here. I think it my chuck on there very straight. But yeah, we have oil pressure. Now we're ready for the real thing, the actual distributor. We need to set our initial timing first. Now it's important for break-in for this motor to fire right up and run correctly. So we're gonna set initial timing and set up our distributor. So our focus right now is gonna be on cylinder number 1, getting that set up. We're gonna get it to top dead center. Once we're at top dead center, we're gonna wanna take it actually before top dead center, about 12 degrees before, and that's marked on the balancer here on the timing tab. So we're looking for top dead center on the compression stroke. That's the exhaust valve in there. So there it's opening up. That means we're on the exhaust stroke. Now the intake valve's probably opening, and then we'll be coming up on compression. Should be able to put my finger here and feel the wind coming out just to verify. Yep. So now I'm gonna watch the balancer for my timing mark. There it is. I actually think I got it perfect, but true top dead center at 0 is right about here. But we're actually putting it 12 degrees advanced before top dead center. And we want to do that because if we put it at true top dead center, by the time the spark gets from the distributor and gets to the spark plug, the piston's already going to be on its way down. We're going to be a little bit late. So if we put it 12 degrees advanced, by the time you start the fire, get it to the spark plug, we'll be right on the money, top dead center, and the cylinder should fire. And it goes 0, 4, 8, 12. So 12 degrees is here. There's our mark on our balancer. So I actually got it pretty close on the first shot. Now our initial timing set, we can drop in our distributor. All right, for our distributor here, it's important that the base of the distributor, so the silver part, that our vacuum advance is going along the passenger side. We don't want it in there like that or like that. So we want our rotor, this part, lined up with our number 1 cylinder. Our number 1 is gonna be this guy here. Make it easy. Put a piece of tape perfectly in line with the number 1 plug here. That way when I take off the cap, I can get the rotor aligned with the tape, so I know right where it's at. All right, got the cam gear there, good and lubed up. Don't forget the old distributor gasket. It helps to get the oil pump drive lined up at like the 11 and 5 o'clock position. And it might take some trial and error, but see if we can get this thing dropped in here. First shot maybe, I don't know. Nah, that ain't gonna work. So you can get it to line up like that, but now our vacuum advance is pointing in a dumb direction, right at the valve cover. Take another shot at this. That oil pump drive moved a little bit. That's easy enough though. Big old flat head. And we'll just turn her back a little bit. There it is. Now, like I said, I'm gonna get the rotor lined up with that tape. Get my head right in the way here. Just gonna spin the base of the distributor around till we're there. Just like that. Get the distributor locked down. Make sure our mark still looks good. Yep. Put the lid back on. The lid. Let's run some plug wires. Guess we need spark plugs before we have plug wires. These are already gapped, 45 thousandths. Got all the spark plugs in. Gonna put some dielectric schmutz on all the spark plugs and distributor. I'd like to run the plug wires underneath the headers and then up back here like that. I hope I have enough wire to do that. We'll try it because I definitely don't want them coming up and over the valve covers. All right, got them all routed. Looks a little messy. Let me try and clean it up quick. Zip ties and hose clamps probably. Looking good. I found some of these little clip things. It looks a little bit better than it did. Good enough for me, that's for sure. Anyway, this engine is pretty much ready to come off the stand. I don't know what else to do. Get the flywheel on, mount up the transmission, then we can dive it into the truck. For the core support here, the only thing holding it on at the moment is 2 body mounts. So I think I'm gonna take them off quick instead of trying to undo all this wiring. Just kind of move it off to the side here. That way we have a straight shot in. Ooh. Here we go. Motor's coming off the stand. Put it on the back one there because transmission's gonna be heavy. Hey, where you going? All right, Man, did I have the chain backwards? You idiot. All right, let me put this back on. Sorry I had to see that. Minor difficulty. Let's try again. I don't know how I managed to do that, but that should be right. That's better. Let's get this old flywheel on here. Putting some red Loctite on the hardware. Torque these down to 60 foot-pounds with the help of this punch. We're ready to mate up our Turbo 400 here. So to give us the best chance at alignment on the first shot, I lined up that hole, 12 o'clock, and I did the same here for the torque converter, because that is gonna bolt right there. Let's check it out. There's only 6 bell housing bolts, so that shouldn't be too bad. And I already measured it. I'll be able to drop the motor down to meet the transmission on this dolly here. Let's give it a shot. Coming down. Down a bit more. See if I can just pick up the back and... There we go. Let me have a bolt ready this time, because that seems to work. See if I can get the other one started. Well, after looking back on some pictures and videos, this wasn't attached to anything, and this looks like some kind of hack job. I can actually see daylight through it, so that's cool. Got the vacuum line reattached up to the manifold, and I got the bolts torqued 20 foot-pounds. We'll get it jacked up in the air and see what we can do about those torque converter bolts. We better get going. It's starting to leak. I think it's pretty much done dripping. So we're gonna try and stab this in here real quick, and then the plan is from there, get it in place, get a jack supporting the transmission, get the motor mounts in, and then the transmission cross member. Let's do it. Forgot the truck had to be in the air for this part, because on the engine hoist, these bars do not clear the lower arms there. Got a couple 4x4s under there. Take 2. Going in pretty good. Got a jack holding up the transmission. I got that motor mount bolt started. See it sticking out. Come over here, see if I can get this one through. There we go. Let's see if I can persuade it. Can I see? Oh, I see. So good for your home. There it is. And that's that, man. We're installed. Get the nuts on the bolts here, and then throw in that transmission cross member real quick. Motor mounts are tight, and I got the transmission cross member on there, and the throttle cable, and the shift linkage. But man, I need to slow down. I almost forgot, well, I did forget till right now, to do the torque converter bolts. It's gonna be a lot more fun to do it in there than when it was dangling here on the engine stand, but oh well, that's how it goes. I'm gonna head under there and get that done. That wasn't near as bad as I thought it would be, so they're all good to go. I got them torqued down with Loctite. Now we're just gonna start hooking stuff up as much as we can without putting on the front core support, and then we'll do the radiator. I'm gonna hook up power steering lines, fuel line. Carb is on, and the throttle cable, throttle spring. Got the fuel pump kind of hooked up. I didn't get the supply line. I'm gonna have to make a run and get something for that. Power steering lines are on. Just moving right along. I'm gonna start working on this wiring harness cleaned up and routed, looking nice. I needed a plug for that too. A lot of fun.
Hello.
Finally got a hold on the wiring. Took a lot longer than I thought it would. I got it routed up along the firewall. This is for the alternator. I gotta get an end for it. Gotta run out for that. Starter's in and hooked up. All the wiring's going to it. So I think we're good for now on wiring. I'm gonna get the headers in here, make sure they're fitting okay, nothing's in the way, and make sure the plug wire routing is gonna work. Passenger side, no problem. I didn't have to mess with the plug wires at all. They ran fine. Got the dipstick on as well. Driver side, I had to mess with them a little bit, so none of them were touching the headers. Got a few more things installed. Got the fan on, fuel line, coolant lines are on. Dad's working on the rear exhaust. Still got a lot to do. Got to get the core support back on. New radiator needs to go on. I got auxiliary gauges to hook up just for break-in. I'm not putting these in the truck or anything because I don't necessarily trust the gauges in there and want to have accurate readings. Still have the oil pressure hooked up from earlier. Got the temporary water and tachometer routed up. Courtney's finding a way to get it inside the cab so we can read it while we break it in. I'm gonna finish up doing the front, getting the radiator on, getting everything buttoned up. We're good to go. We should be completely ready to fire. Radiator's in, all the fluids are topped off. Did one last check over everything. Courtney got the gauges installed. Looking good. Got tach, water temp, and oil pressure. The oil pressure was that line we were using earlier on the stand. I just kept it on. Then the water temp just plugs in where it normally does. Just runs right in. And then for the tach, the signal wire goes to the distributor, and then power and ground to the battery. And there's the battery for now. Got coolant in there. I told my dad I'd wait for him to fire it for the first time, so we're gonna do that tomorrow, but it's turnkey, ready to go. The process is gonna be, as soon as we fire it up, bring it up to 2,000 to 2,500 RPMs, leave it there, fluctuate between the two for about 20 minutes. The only way the cam gets oil is from the crankshaft, spinning it up there and splashing oil onto the cam, so you got to keep the RPMs high. Courtney put the wiper motor in also. The only thing I'll have to do tomorrow before we start it is dump a little bit of fuel down the vent tubes on the carb here, and it'll be ready to fire. See you tomorrow. Dad's on his way down now, so we're about ready to fire. I'm gonna go ahead and put some fuel down the vent hole. Put some in the other one. Here we go. A couple love taps and right up 2,500. What's leaking?
Fluid in it, the white cap, what is that?
Oh, the fuel filter. Nothing on the water temperature yet. Got good oil pressure. That's probably good to cap. It's starting to boil. Looks like the thermostat just opened. Water temperature is looking good. Oil pressure is still looking good. This is gonna take forever. Not even 10 minutes yet.
No.
Oh, well, that sounds pretty good.
I wish I could hear it just like idling, but you can't.
We will. All right, we're halfway through the break-in. Things still seem to look pretty good. Oil pressure's good. Water temp's holding pretty steady at 180. Dad's been keeping an eye on things as we run it. All right, we're at the 2-minute mark. Once I get the signal that time's up, I'm gonna try and walk it down to an idle. We'll go up to 2,500. We're at 25 minutes. See if I can walk her down to an idle.
Turn it up some.
I don't know if she's gonna idle. Sounds pretty good. All I did was turn in the throttle screw, just to keep it idling. It's not idling on its own. But I'm gonna shut the truck off, get all that old oil in there. We actually spilled a little bit. Sounds great. I'm happy with it. In the next video, we'll address the timing. We'll tune the carb. That's gonna wrap it up to this one, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Take it easy. See you in the next one.